Hi, and welcome to Psychology 100, Survey of Psychology. This is an overview of what you'll be studying this semester. I'm Dr. Fox, and I'll be your guide into the world of psychology. Okay, what is psychology? Well, we'll discuss that as we go through the semester. Some people would say it's the study of human thinking, but psychology also deals with marine mammals, bees, other kinds of organisms. Is it about individual organisms? Well, there's also social psychology, which deals with groups. So there's a number of things that you can say if you're talking about psychology. For this semester, though, we'll only discuss humans. And you might think of this class as kind of like an instruction manual for people. And you're a person, and this information that you'll get this semester will help you to understand a lot of things about your own life and your own thinking. We're going to begin with a prequel. This will talk about how to learn in the academic setting. There are better ways to learn, more efficient, and we'll help you try to figure some of those out. And then we'll go through 4 broad sections. Each section has some loosely related topics, and each one will be followed by an exam. Each of these sections will lead to the one that comes after, and the chapters and sections will build as we go along. The information from one leads to the information in the next. The best way to add knowledge is first to connect it to old knowledge, things you already know, and also to reinforce the new knowledge that's coming in by connecting it to what you've just learned. When you add new knowledge, you're actually making new neural networks in your brain. As you make connections, this will build a stronger network, and this will help you remember when it comes time to take a test. And the strongest connection you can make is to your own life. Everything in this course will relate to your life, and you can relate these things to your own body, your own mind, your own thoughts, your own relationships, and that will help you to understand and to remember them. We have 4 sections: Science of Psychology and Biology, How We Think, Psychology of Life Experiences, we're calling this one, and Typical Psychology Topics. I'll explain that a little more. The science of psych and biology is talking about psychology as a science because it is a hard science. The biology, the biological components that help us to think and to sense and perceive. The second section, about how we think, will talk about consciousness. What does it mean to be awake and aware, and about dreams, about learning, about memory, and about cognition. Every time you see the word cognition, that's about thinking. The psychology of life experiences, this is talking about development, how you develop throughout your lifespan, how humans in general develop throughout the lifespan. We'll talk about motivation and emotion, how you feel and how you make your choices, sexuality and gender, and about stress and health. And then the typical psychology topics, these are what people think psychology is, generally speaking, if you say psychology. So we'll talk about social psychology, how people think and act in groups. We'll talk about personality, what constitutes a person, how do you describe a human being. We'll talk about disorders, and we'll talk about treatment of disorders. The key to doing well in this class, it's a lot of information. You're going to need to take time to study. And an hour a day is really kind of a minimal amount of time. You can organize it differently, but you need to have consistent study time. Take my word for it. If you keep up with your assignments and you allow yourself enough time to study, you're going to do well. Okay, thanks and have a great semester.